Welcome back to today's podcast with your hosts, Emily
and Sam.
And today we're going to be talking about Act 5, Scene 2, lines 344 through 363 in the play Hamlet.
All right, let's get some context to the passage, a little taste of what's going on before we get to our lines exactly. So, in the beginning of Act 5, Hamlet explains to Horatio what happened on his journey to England. So, Hamlet is sus of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. And so because he is very suspicious of them, he apprehends a letter and finds out that there was an order out for his death. So after this, Hamlet makes a substitute letter and tells the killers that are supposed to kill him to kill Rosencrantz and Guildenstern instead.
Osric interrupted them, talked to Hamlet in a silly tone, that Claudius proposed a contest of swordsmanship between him and Laertes. After that, Horatio and Hamlet mocked him, but Hamlet agreed. Horatio was worried that Laertes is better, but Hamlet has been in practice for many years.
Yeah, this is pretty common between the royalty people, because they like in all the movies, they be like having like a whole bunch of classes and they speak like 7 languages and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after Horatio and Osric and Hamlet have this talk, the king and queen are getting ready to watch this big battle, the pre-battle, and Hamlet begs Laertes for his pardon for the outburst he had at Ophelia's grave, and also for killing Polonius.
Basically, at that part of the play, Horatio and Hamlet were like kind of hiding behind a bush, and then saw the queen and like other people, like I guess walking like in procession to Ophelia's grave. And at first, like Hamlet didn't know who it was, but he did figure out that it was like someone in the royalty, that it was probably a suicide just because it was kind of small, like someone in the royal family to have. Because usually there would be a lot of people if it was like a normal funeral.
Like they would have like a big like parade almost with all the people.
Basically, he saw Laertes jumping into Ophelia's grave, and then after that kind of like made him
triggered.
Kind of made him jump out and then I guess confront them. He was kind of strangling Laertes. They had like guards like pulling them back.
Hamlet also reached into the grave and was holding Ophelia's dead body.
Yeah, but Laertes was mad by that.
Yeah. And then he was also mad because Polonius, who was his father, was killed by Hamlet, which basically led to the death of Ophelia. Because she was
depressed.
Yeah, and she went crazy. She went insane. She fell into a river and drowned.
Then she sang depressing songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was kind of creepy. Laertes accepts Hamlet's apology for killing his dad and basically killing his sister too. But he declares that his honor will not be satisfied until they fight. So they both pick their swords, but Laertes picks up a poisoned sword before the fight even happens, like around Act 4. Laertes and Claudius come up with this plan.
Basically, kill Hamlet. It was kind of like for Laertes to get his revenge. The plan was that Laertes uses the poisoned sword to like kill Hamlet. They would take a cup and then like put some poison in the drink and then give it to Hamlet so that he dies like for sure. Like that's kind of like their plan B.
Yeah. Because like the logic was like, oh, he's gonna get tired from fighting, he's gonna get thirsty. So let's give him a drink with poison. So if he doesn't die from the sword, he'll die from the poison.
Yeah.
After he picks up his sword, they then prepare to fight. Claudius is like, oh, let me propose this drink for Hamlet. But Hamlet is like,
no.
The fight begins and Osric is our referee. As the fight goes on, Hamlet wins the first point. And then this is whenever the king offers the drink to Hamlet and he drops the poisoned pearl. In the movie, Did you see how he dropped it? It was so obvious.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
dropping it. He was like, oh, I hope nobody saw me. But Hamlet is like, no, I'm okay. Thanks. So then another round goes by. And then this is whenever we get to Gertrude.
And she took the drink and she drank it and then died.
Yeah. So like the irony of this is that Gertrude toasts to Hamlet's health. As she was about to drink it, Claudius is like, no, don't drink it. Don't drink it. Stop. But she realizes that like the drink is poison. So she did it for her son. Gotta protect her son. The third pass happens and they end with a draw. And like at this point, they're both pretty tired. They're both just like want to get over with the fight. In the movie, do you remember how it was? They're like, it was like a boxing match.
Oh, yeah.
Hamlet is left unguarded and Laertes like slices that man's neck, like in the back. Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh. And of course, Laertes has the poisoned sword. So now we know for sure Hamlet is going to die.
But he didn't die yet.
Yes, not yet though. He has like 30 minutes. That's what the dude said. So even though he's like the first one to get sliced, he's like the
Laertes,
last one to die.
yeah. Because
So
Laertes died before.
weak immune system.
But to get to that, they kind of scuffled around, and then Hamlet ended up with the poisoned sword. And then he also kind of sliced Laertes with it. But that's where the queen died. But before she died, she like declared out like, oh, she was poisoned by the drink.
I found it weird that like she didn't say who it was. I'm pretty sure she knew.
Yeah,
who
I
it
think she
was.
did know, like probably before she drank it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. She was like, I remember like she was on the floor. She was like, I was poisoned.
Mhm.
And died. So then everyone starts like panicking. Hamlet asks for this treachery to be found out. And this is whenever we get to our lines.
I am
And
Laertes.
I'm Hamlet.
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour's life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned, I can no more. The king's to blame.
The points in venom too, then venom to thy work.
Treason! Treason!
Basically, this is where Laertes talked about his plan that he made with the king. He said that they're both inevitably going to die since they were both poisoned by the blade.
This is when he also said because the king poisoned the cup, he also poisoned his mom. So it reveals the big plan. Now we move on to the next
Okay.
lines. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Forces him to drink the poison. Follow my mother. King dies. Okay, in these lines, Hamlet is calling out the king, and he's basically saying, my mom's dead because of you, so now you can die too. And so
Yeah.
he like has the envenomed sword and wounds him and forces him to drink from the cup. So he then dies. Next
And
line.
then, he is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me. Dies.
Okay. After we go through all this, it was pretty obvious that Hamlet was going to die in the end. So Hamlet dies in Horatio's hand. The bromance, man. The bromance. And so, like before Hamlet dies, he's like Fortinbras like breaks into the castle and like storms it because he had been like planning all this stuff probably before. So Fortinbras took over Denmark because he was also taking revenge for his father, who King Hamlet killed. So this is like a triangle revenge.
Mhm.
All of them are just getting revenge back for their dead fathers. And so Fortinbras takes over, right? And he tells Hamlet not to worry, that he will bring back Denmark's honor, which was lost. Just wanted
to like, I guess, take over, like,
Mhm.
kill his own brother just
Mhm.
to get his wife.
Incestuous. Look, it says that our lines end and also where the book ends. So then we can get into some literary elements. The language is pretty early modern English. The mood kind of just death, right?
Yeah, kind of dark a little bit.
Darkness.
The setting, like for Act 5, Scene 2, takes place in the Elsinore Castle.
The theme was death.
Yeah. There's a lot of foreshadowing about like death throughout the whole play, and like specifically in Act 5, Scene 2, Gertrude, Claudius, and Laertes, and also Hamlet, like died. And
Death.
yeah. And the theme also was kind of like remorse and forgiveness, like specifically in the lines that we chose. That is where like Hamlet asked for forgiveness, like from Laertes, because like he felt remorseful after killing Polonius, and also kind of, I guess, being the cause of his sister's death too. Laertes ended up forgiving him, but then he also seeked for forgiveness before dying because it was kind of like part of his plan. To kill him, but then his mother
ended up dying. The point of view is third person and mainly really just focuses on like Hamlet and the fight, how Hamlet is going to die and how all of them are going to die as well.
He's the main character.
Main character energy. Conflict be visible. It's a like triangle of revenge, not only coming from Hamlet, but also Fortinbras and Laertes. The common thing is that it's just all their dads.
Yeah.
Poor dads.
All their dads kind of died because of them.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get revenge on each other.
The obvious main characters of these lines are Hamlet, Laertes, Claudius, and Gertrude, who all die. Again, going with the theme of death. I think that's all we have today for our lines 344 to 363 from Act 5, Scene 2 in Hamlet. This is your host, Sam, and
Emily.
And we will see y'all later.